I wanted to be a park ranger when I learned that there were people who worked by traveling around on horseback through the backcountry in the woods and the mountains. That's what I wanted to do. I grew up in suburban Ontario, a place called Oakville, which is right on Lake Ontario. So I grew up in the suburbs with the lake right there, and there's rivers and woodlands up the rivers, and used to go everywhere on my bicycle. A lot of people want to be park rangers. For one thing, I know that they're very oversubscribed in their job applications, but I think that sort of morphed itself into just a general, I want to do my bit to help preserve the wildlife that we have in Canada and here in my new home, and just try to make the world a better place for everyone. So my first camera was a little rectangular, almost like box camera, sort of. It was a tiny little thing with these cartridge film canisters. Film went in it. I think it was a Kodak 110 or something like that. And I absolutely loved it. And I just, snapped all sorts of pictures. And I grew up with my sister as an artist. She was a huge influence on me, and she introduced me to, I guess, ways of seeing the world different. Encouraged that creativity in me. I had a degree in biotechnology and genetic engineering, and so working in medical publishing was a good way of making use of that, but in the end that was something that wasn't fulfilling for me. Pharmaceutical industry, certainly in those days, had a undercurrent of, shall we say, unethical behavior. And there were instances where some data might get swept under the carpet that might have otherwise caused a particular drug to be looked at again before being approved. And being exposed to that sort of thing, I wasn't very happy with it. It didn't meet what I thought was the way that business should be done, the way that people should behave towards each other. So I did end up leaving medical publishing. I took some courses from the Open University, postgraduate diploma in environmental decision making, with a particular emphasis on environmental justice. That in turn led to work not directly in the environmental sector, but with community-based charities, helping people who were released from prison. They served their sentence, and they were setting out on their new life. And one thing that really sticks in my mind was a man who had come to the office for, I guess, his final meeting with the people who were helping him before he was sent on his way to start his new life. And he had with him a duffel bag, and that duffel bag contained all his worldly possessions. And I found that he was so proud of what he was doing and the steps that he was taking. I was really moved by that, and I still am, actually. That this guy was being helped by people to start again, to start fresh. People were showing faith in him and helping somebody do good for themselves and for the community. So that was a lesson that really, really stuck with me. In my work, I feel like I want to help people to get what they want from their businesses, or if they've got a private function here, they want some really beautiful photographs to help them remember that. And my business is about helping people. That's what drives me to do what I do, and I do that through trying to create beautiful images and memorable images, things that people will look at and say, wow, that's really good, this is what I wanted, this is what's going to help me. So yeah, helping people is what drives my business.